let's start talking about feats for the first edition Pathfinder Magus. Hello there everyone, and welcome back down here to the Gamer's Den with me, your host, Jordan, your Master of Lore and Storyteller Extraordinaire, here to continue our first edition Pathfinder Magus guide, today going over the feat selection that we have for this particular build. It should be a pretty interesting one to dive into. I tried to change things up just a little bit, but before we get into everything we have on offer for you, if you're new here to the channel, go on down there, hit the subscribe button, and become a regular member here at the Gamer's Den. Or if you've already gone on ahead and listed yourself on such an incredible roster of legendary heroes, then go on down to hit the like button and share the video far and wide. You may have also noticed that my most adorable co-host Finn is joining us today, uninitiated into any circles of lore and apprentice storyteller, but still rocking a fairly maxed out charisma and, my goodness, increasing size far too quickly. But now, let's actually start talking about the feats for you guys. So, to kick things off here, first level, and this in particular, this is the bonus feat that you get for being human. If you don't select human, then just bump everything in this list down by 1. We're going to take Weapon Finesse. This lets you use dexterity for melee attacks instead of your strength score. Massive, considering our build is not really emphasizing strength and is leaning more into dexterity and intelligence. Next, we have Weapon Focus for Cutlass. This gives you a +1 attack with your chosen weapon, in this case the Cutlass, which this does a lot to help offset the fact that we are taking a -2 penalty to our attack anytime we are using spell combat. Next, we have Slashing Grace at level 3. When wielding your chosen one-handed slashing weapon, add dex to damage instead of strength. This does have some other effects, but it's mainly aimed at abilities that focus on thrusting weapons, piercing weapons like a rapier, a dagger, things like that, synergize better with swashbucklers, but we're not diving into that. We're mainly just focusing on upping our damage a little bit. Sure, it might be just a touch overkill because we're applying magic through our melee weapon, but when you're not doing that, this will still be a significant benefit. At level 5, we are going to pick up extra arcane pool. We've already talked about how precious the points are in our arcane pool can actually be. This adds 2 points to it overall, so incredible benefit. If you feel the need to, this can be selected multiple times, but we have many other feats that we want to pick up. Finnegan knows what we're talking about. At level 7, we're going to pick up our first meta magic feat, Intensify Spell. Increase a spell's max damage dice by 5 levels. This increases the spell by 1 spell level, so if you were to take Shocking Grasp and use this, instead of being a first level spell, it will now count as a second level spell with this feat added in on top of its preparation. And this will also help to keep that spell relevant a lot longer. Many of your lower level spells will be much more relevant. At level 9, we are going to take Lunge to increase our threatened area by 5 feet. That'll be really handy if we were to, say, pick up Arcana that let us be disruptive to enemy spellcasters. It'll make it harder for them to get away from us. Then at level 11, we're going to take Dimensional Agility. After casting Dimension Door, use any remaining actions you have in your turn. Also gain +4 to concentration checks when casting teleport spells. So given that spell combat lets us pick when do a full attack action and cast a spell, you can cast this at the start and then use up your attack action to just completely blitz and obliterate a target, like, say, I don't know, a spellcaster. At level 13, we are going to grab Piercing Spell. A spell prepared with this feat treats a target's spell resistance as 5 points lower. This increases the spell level by +1. So that's a major benefit right there for being able to overcome spell resistance. Like, considering that the spell penetration feats only add on a +2 bonus to your spell penetration check, lowering the target's spell resistance by 5 points is a huge boon to have. See, this one hasn't even gotten to play any games yet, and he already knows how valuable that can be. Then, by level 15, we are going to grab Quicken Spell. Cast a spell as a swift action. Now, this does add +4 to the spell level, but it still is pretty handy, although the drawback with this is this lands it into the realm of being a swift action, and we already have a number of abilities that are going to cost us a swift action. So you're going to have to think and play fairly carefully and be prepared ahead of time. At level 17, we are going to grab Spell Perfection. Pick one spell. One meta magic feat can be applied without changing spell level or casting time. Feats that increase set bonuses, for example Spell Focus, double on the selected spell. So that's pretty huge right there and might work with a certain Quicken spell. Being able to apply that for free, say on a 5th level spell, when we only go up to 6th level spell slots, is an incredible boon for you to have and can really up the ante for you as a spellcaster. Now, at level 19, this is blank because it's player choice. You could go with meta magic feats, you could go with combat feats, or if you have not selected being human to get that additional bonus feat, then this is going to complete the roster right there. You'll notice that we didn't pick up improved initiative this time around. As much as I really like that feat, we just have so many other things that we want to choose, that we want to pick out, and we have other sources for picking up bonuses, such as taking the Familiar Arcana and getting the Green Seeing Scorpion to gain that bonus to our initiative score, on top of already having a significant dexterity score for a bonus to initiative. But what do you think? Go on down to the comments below and let me know your thoughts. Did you like today's video? Did you dislike it? Let me know either way. Hit those like or dislike buttons and let me know your thoughts in the comments below so we can chat about it. And also, if you haven't done so already and you've made it this far, why not go ahead and list yourself on that roster of legendary heroes by subscribing to the channel. With all that said, thank you all so very much for your time. Good gaming to you all, and you all have yourselves a good night.